Now don't get too excited. Deathwatch are not going from a 44% win rate to a 58% win rate stomp face across the board. We have less than 100 games as stats to draw on officially, but their win rate is way up and we have the balance patch to thank for that. In amongst playing with the new Sisters Codex and Genestealer Cult Codex, I made time for the Deathwatch to confirm that things are much better for the alien hunters of the Ordo Xenos. To know the alien is to know how to defeat the alien. But don't know the alien too well, or you'll end up recording for 4 hours and then making a 90-minute detailed video about the detachments and how to get the best out of them. Haha, imagine if that. Ha. So I hope this can just be 10 minutes quick in and out on why the Deathwatch are better now than they were a month ago. I haven't done a Swarm of Bats transition in a while. Okay, the Watchmaster. They were one of our mainstay characters, as they are one of 2 characters in the Deathwatch Index, but we also get all of the Space Marine ones. They get in close, his unit can advance and charge and fall back and charge and shoot at the same time. It's great. The Watchmaster's Watchmaster ability means that it can increase the command point cost for enemy units. We've had a change from the balance patch, and now it only affects enemies within 12 inches, while enemy units often use command points when they're close to you, whether that's within 12 inches rapid fire range, when just over 9 inches deep striking, and when in engagement range, close combat. Using stratagems in any of these situations will cost an extra command point when you're near the Watch Captain. Unlike Calidus assassins who used to use their ability from the safety of the lone operative rule from anywhere on the battlefield, now that they have to get within inside 12 inches, they won't be hidden from bullets. Whereas the Watchmaster is safer because they can have a core of veterans as a bodyguard around them. Deathwatch have a big advantage over other factions where this ability appears. We can take multiple Watchmasters. Tyranids have the Swarmlord, but the Swarmlord is an epic hero, so you only get one. The Watchmaster is the guy commanding about 5 watch companies, and don't you know it, we keep getting into fights in the middle of an interdepartmental Watch Fortress meeting, so several Watchmasters are present. You can have large areas of the board where your opponent is having to double the amount of command points they're using to get their stratagems to work. And this does work for more than one Watchmaster. The balanced data slate says you replace the words. You don't edit the wording, you replace it. So the once per game part and the only when you're the Warlord part go away. Instead, you have multiple auras of 12 inches that increase the amount of command points that it costs for your opponent to use their army. That's very powerful, and at the same time, the Watchmaster's got a little bit of a points drop. And you don't need to go to the top of the faction for your characters. Don't discount the Watch Captains, or as they're often called, Captains. Now that the ability to have cheaper stratagems is not limited to battle tactics, it opens up so many other detachments for play, including making our own Black Spear task force much better. Special ammunition can now be used for 0 command points if you have a Watch Captain. It used to be that you would save their ability for Arm of Contempt, that on a Proteus kill team increases the durability of a unit that already has a lot of durability shenanigans. It's a good word, shenanigans. I'll link my Deathwatch shenanigans video at the end of this video. It's also as a pinned comment. So if you were playing in the Black Spear Task Force, if the enemy didn't shoot you, you didn't need to use Armor of Contempt. So in your turn, all you could really use is the command reroll stratagem. Now, special ammunition can be used in our turn without any cost. Having a unit kitted out for shooting can be a really good idea when we're seeing more Tyranid monsters on the field as people retry the Crusher Stampede, and we're still contending with the rise of the Orc Codex and the Bully Boys and the Green Tide. Hellfire rounds for free makes it really useful. Regardless of armor penetration, we're always going to be hitting the 5+ invulnerable save of the Orc Boys, but now we wound them on a 2+. Monsters are wounded on a 5+. So a Proteus kill team, if you have 3 missile launcher Terminators, they also have Stormbolters, another Terminator with Stormbolter and Power Fist, and 5 Marines, 3 of them have bolt guns and power swords, long vigil melee weapons, and 2 frag cannons for blast and horde fighting, and also a bike with bolt guns. That's a lot of weapons that can benefit from the special ammunition. Another advantage of the special ammunition is the removal of a restriction from previous balance patches. There was a rule about using stratagems for free, where if the stratagem targeted multiple units, you could only use it for free if both units affected by the stratagem had abilities and used those abilities to make it free. That is no longer the case. Those words don't appear. Well, they did appear in the September and January balance patch. They're gone now. So that one captain can give 2 units the special ammunition stratagem for free as long as both are kill teams. This is great. There are other advantages in the Black Spear Task Force. Teleportarium for free to move 2 units off the board. The Genestealer cult lost their Return to the Shadows ability in the Codex, so it's nice to still have that here. And using our own Black Spear Task Force detachment has become a more attractive choice. There are other detachments, we can use any of the Space Marine Core Codex detachments, but as there's a change, we've lost access to Devastators and Scouts in other detachments. But it's okay, I think we can cope. If you're going for lots of Watchmasters anyway, you don't need the Gladius Task Force. You will have your important units advancing and charging and falling back and shooting and charging all of the time. And in all of the other detachments, a lot of the stratagems were already battle tactics, and some good ones were 2 command points. As there's been a change to the rule, they are reduced to just 1 command point rather than being 0 command points. And it may seem like a minor thing, but the veteran kill team is cheaper. Now, Proteus kill teams are still probably the best kill team, but at 360 points for 10 models, it can be an expensive buy-in. For the same cost, 15 veterans and a character like an apothecary for the main 10-man veteran squad is cheaper. And in the Pariah Nexus mission deck, we can take advantage of battle line bonuses. Oh, the exact points cost to have 10 veterans arrive from reserves in turn 1? Don't mind if I do! And we have yet another big advantage, but that comes from our opponents. There are more people using alien factions at the moment, as people are trying out the Genestealer Cult Codex, as people are really enjoying the power behind the Necrons and the Orc Codexes. More alien factions are taking to the table, and the veteran kill team gets full rerolls to hit against any unit that's not Imperium or Chaos. Take that, unaligned walls! So knowing this, you can apply your Oath of Moment for your tanks and your Indomitor kill teams. In my last game, there was one turn where every unit in my army was getting full rerolls to hit through a combination of Oath of Moment and the Deathwatch veterans. Remember that just because you're in the Black Spear Task Force, you don't lose Oath of Moment. It's right there on the unit cards. A Proteus kill team is not as desperate for rerolls as they usually hit on a 2+, because most enemies are at half health or higher, but your regular veteran kill teams, either through the Black Spear mission tactics or lieutenants, we can have lethal hits. Full rerolls is very good with that rule, and that's why Deathwatch are winning in July.